Calling out his name, but the help is against me. Take me back to my rap, staring in the eyes of enemies. Who do you trust, Lord? What do you do? It feels like the world is coming down on you. Everybody talking, but nobody really knows the hurt behind the smile, the mess behind these clothes. You are going out for them. You. Now, this is the good part. This process is cool. Now we're mashing it.
Hey, this ain't for y'all. This for y'all. My co-host. Hey, let's say hi, baby. Let's say hi. Yeah. I got you, girl. Are we rapping today? What's up, DJ? What you really gotta say? I ain't here to really play. That's them other niggas and the shit they say. Fucking with them stupid bitches. Can't seem to get no riches. I done been around the world and back. Fucking round with Baghdad and Iraq. These niggas don't understand that I'm really the motherfucking man. These bitches already fucking know. How the fuck you think them kids got here, yo? How the fuck you got these nigga baby mamas? How the fuck you niggas all the drama? I be staying away, I don't fuck with it. I be sitting here chilling, not to fuck with it. What's up, y'all? What is up? Wow. Christmas, New Year's, holiday season 2024. Wow. What a ride. I can't be the only one from my era, especially from my city, looking at society saying, how the fuck did we get here? I am not here to debate how we got here, nor provide you with any answers to your questions. I think I know how I got here. As the only person I'm here to speak for or on behalf of. No one speaks for me. My parents are alive and well. They don't speak for me. I got a half sister who been inserting herself into my life my whole life. Can't stand this bitch. I went to a high school and a junior high school where apparently they think that because I saw you 3 hours a day, 4 to 5 days a week, 30 years ago, you know me. These people don't speak for me. These people don't share my views, my opinions, whatever the fuck. I answer for me. We're going somewhere with this because we got to get this stuff over with so y'all can watch a good video, get some good content, and move on with your lives. Because, like I said, holiday season 2024, how the hell did we get here? Kamala Harris ran for president. Donald Trump is the new president. Kamala Harris paid Megan Thee Stallion, Beyonce, Cardi B, Kelly Rowland, the type of money that I'm trying to make. They got in one whop, in one night, these individual black women got paid the type of money I'm trying to make for the rest of my life. How the fuck did we get here? When I got home from Operation Iraqi Freedom, homeless, bail shelter, bus tokens, I already knew what kind of wife I want, already knew what type of side woman I want, already knew what type of girlfriend I want, already knew what type of life I wanted. And I got into this church. And I've been on this roller coaster that ended when the pandemic ended. And then I found myself in the music industry on another roller coaster. How the hell did I get here? Well, to make a long story longer and to try to shorten it as possible along the way, we'll simply start with the 90s. And we'll fast forward through the 90s because it's being well documented. The Los Angeles riots, the Rodney King beating, and the events that were going on in South Central LA, Compton, Watts, Inglewood, Long Beach. The events that was going on in the city in the mid 80s to the mid 90s. That's 10-year-old James growing into 21-year-old James. Well, that was my first stint at homelessness. What I want to get to, y'all, is a 29-year-old black man that chose to join the California Army National Guard. Nowhere to stay. Dead-end job, security guard job was not enough to take care of all of those kids and their mothers. One of many differences between me. I love the mothers of my children, so much so that I let them go and fuck up everything. I don't get in the way, but I do make sure I'm always doing better than everybody, so that if they need me, I can be available to them. And then I live my life. But after 10 years of looking for the love in all the wrong places, no help, what we now call fake family and friends. It was happening in the 90s. High school dropout. Not because I was not smart enough, but because I was smart enough to know that the gangbangers and hoes and dope dealers at the school were the ones fucking up the learning environment. I tested magnet in 3rd grade. I've always been smarter than my peers. So at 28 years old, I joined the California Army National Guard and then volunteered for active duty Army and the mission in Iraq. That's the old me. There's pre-Army James / J, that nigga J, and then there's post-Army Specialist Frazier, Warlord 11 Gulf. Private Smokey to Team LA, California Army National Guard Recruiting Command. Shout out to Kenneth Kinney. So, Thanksgiving, man, I got 10 years of thanks because of that I just told you guys about. 10 years of thanks. And we start with where I am now and work our way backwards. We Got Each Other Productions is my latest business venture. King Clothing Limited Liability Company is my personal labor of love to myself. 12 prongs in the crown, 12 jewels in the crown, because I read in this book right here, dust on it, as you can tell. It's planted on my heart, but I do pick it up. That the God that I serve, he really cares about these original 12 tribes of Israel. But over the course of thousands and thousands of years, everything is scattered and we don't know who really controls what. And there are wars going on in that part of the world right now, what many call the Holy Land. So I decided to just make this brand a labor of love to my Heavenly Father. And as a result, I wouldn't have to support Sean John and Rockaware. When I created King Clothing in 2009, I was wearing Rockaware and Sean John. But I was watching this show called I Want to Work for Diddy, and I watched this man, Sean Combs, treat youngsters like shit to get a record deal on TV. Funny how those youngsters are speaking out now against him, but I did not like that. The guy Jay-Z who started and damed that the Rockaware thing, I was all like, I'm not going to support them New York niggas no more. That's where this comes from. I'm going to start my own shit. It's funny how those two men, what's attached to their name now, 15 years later. But that was it. 2009, when I first had the idea to start my own brand, I was watching How to Work for Diddy. I was in Yakima, Washington, living with a woman, a young lady, that would have my kid. Her name is Jessica. But I was on my way home, and I knew I wanted to have my own clothing line. Then I chose my wife. Then off of an app called Facebook, where it said people I may know. So I got this clothing line and I got this production company because of things that happened 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. Now, hip hop has been my blueprint, and it started with Eric Wright and then moved on to Tupac Shakur. And on the artist side, it started with Run DMC, Eric being Rakim. It's crazy when you do it in every verse. But here's why. Thinking of a master plan, cause ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands. So I dig into my pocket, all my money spent. I dig deeper, still coming up with lint. Young James was feeling that shit like above. I was broke to the motherfucker as a kid, watching my parents spend all their money on themselves and my mama's firstborn. I knew at a very young age I wanted a lot of money, and I knew I was going to have to get it on my own without the love and support of my own family. I knew it at a very, very young age. So I started following a blueprint. My favorite color is black. Run DMC wore black. The great Tupac Shakur would later come into California, get released from jail, and get signed to Death Row Records, and that would introduce me to something called The Chronic. And that nigga Jay was born. But that nigga Jay was broke. My first 10 years of adulthood, from 18 to 28, broke. By the time 28 came around, there were 4 kids by 3 different women with twins on the way. Something had to change. So I, at the unemployment office, when I heard the recruiting pitch, knowing his testimony from Eastside Long Beach, I took a chance. I bet on me. I got baptized before I left, and I went on a journey that I would compare to the movie The Book of Eli. Swearing to protect your country against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and volunteering to go to a war as a black man from South Central LA in your late 20s. Boy, you gotta have some cojones to do that. You gotta have some courage to do that. And I did it. My family talked shit behind my back, said I was gonna get killed. Black women in Inglewood and South Central said, don't join you better not join the white man's army. Well, the white man's army, which was not white man's army, it was the white man were the minority, but the army paid me on time. And as a result, I came back with something called post-traumatic stress, which is nothing like civilians that I came home to think it is. It's nothing like what they think it is. So I kept a lot of stuff to myself. They call it withdrawal. Kept everything that mattered and that was of importance to my mental and spiritual health, I kept it to myself. I.e., as in these 2 books right here, given to me by Jessica De La Fuente, who gave me a daughter, Jada Kiera. I was reading these 2 books at the VA homeless shelter called Haven House, crying. Why won't my own parents help me ever? And then God started putting people in my life, as he had been the whole time. First, it was Anna Grant. She got me through the first 30 years of my life, the love of my grandmother. So, whole time we going through homelessness, I'm looking at myself like Eli from the book of Eli, not knowing that in Iraq, I developed an addiction to ibuprofen. I was taking 800 milligram ibuprofen. The ibuprofen they give to pregnant women, I was taking 5 of them, 5, 6, 7, 800 milligram ibuprofens to compensate for the excruciating back pain that I started experiencing the first week on they were training ops. Soon as they gave us that IDA, individual body armor, and it kind of just cut off in the midsection, like right there. And it was just, the whole mission, my back was fucked up. By the time I took leave and came home to see Annette and Jalen and the twins, I took some of her ibuprofen. I've never confessed this publicly. I was addicted to this shit and didn't know it. Straight painkiller addiction, and didn't find out until 3-4 years after the fact. I was about to fry my own kidneys off of ibuprofen. When the VA in Loma, where I'm at now, when my present doctors found out about that shit, it was like, Mr. Frazier, that is not. I say, I didn't know. I just went with whatever fixed the pain. So y'all, I came home an addict and didn't even know it. Ibuprofen, painkillers. To this day, they can't prescribe me that particular painkiller because it's documented history in my medical history that was a problem. So it's 2010, and I'm still focused on getting married, and I had to take care of 2 other niggas' kids. I'm getting triggered every day and hiding it like a motherfucker, like y'all heard in that song, Not Ashamed, as when I opened up. So look, man, we had a lot of unpredictability related to mental health. That is now a topic and a thing. I was dealing with it privately for 10 straight years, for a whole decade, 2010 to 2020. And that's on top of unresolved childhood trauma that was not resolved until I was 30 years old. It was the therapy in the Army that unpacked all of my unresolved childhood trauma. I came home completely healed from that shit, disconnected from my family. I get married. What do? The exact same shit. A family full of bitches, by the way, just inserting themselves into my life and calling themselves auntie, sis, bro, cuz, and all this old bullshit that was just, I saw them all as insurgents, y'all. I wanted to kill all of them. They look, sound, and act just like the enemies of the state that I was trained to take out. But in America, that stuff is illegal. You better abide by these laws, boy. And that's what I did. Kept going. So we influenced 100% by hip hop. Remember, so I come home, get into the church, and I start rapping in the church, and I start secretly behind closed doors telling my wife, I want to bring the spirit of Tupac into the church. I'm gonna bring the spirit of Tupac into the church. Only thing they missing is they fake. They gotta stop being so fake. They gotta soldier up. They gotta put that that militant that Pac had. The church folk needed that. I was telling my wife, y'all weak. Y'all soft. Y'all cowards. And them niggas you fuck with is at the top of the list. I was behind closed doors. My wife had to hear it about her friends, her Christian friends, her man, heavy quotation, friends. But I knew about the side nigga and all that shit the whole time. The daughters started fucking, and but now it's multiple niggas. I'm sitting the whole time saying, but y'all some cowards though. But y'all scary though. And that's why we gonna lose the spiritual warfare fight, because the loudest motherfuckers in the crowd is gay, and they bitches, and the niggas they fuck with is scary. So we gonna lose. You can go look at their spiritual lives since then and make your own conclusion. I will say, an abundance of drinking, smoking, eating, and fucking while claiming a white woman's name and brand and claiming to be the karaoke king and queen and womanhood t-shirts do absolutely fucking nothing for fatherless children and broken homes. Nothing. So we confirmed that along the way, but we did that by getting into a ministry. Starting a ministry. How did this ministry start? Well, I showed you the first 2 seeds that were planted in Yakima, Washington by a young lady that was double digit, like 10, 11 years younger than me. And she's not black. A black woman did not give me these books. And this is not a black woman who wrote them. Okay? That's going to take me to something that a lot of people ain't ready for, because while I was homeless, I was not catching the buses to the clubs. I was not smoking up the money. I was buying books out of Borders, and one of them is this. Prayers that release heaven on earth. Here's a page that I folded back. Homeless James folded that page back. And it says, In him the Gentiles shall hope. Paul quotes Psalm 117 and Isaiah 11 as being fulfilled in Christ and the church. God's mercy on Israel, not the people that's warring now. I don't know what they did. Through Christ resulted in salvation coming to the Gentiles, the nations. The gospel came to the Jew first. Many Jews responded and were saved. The Gentiles responded to the gospel, and both were made one in Christ. Worship is no longer connected to earthly Jerusalem, but is done in spirit and truth. John 4:21-24. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. See, if you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. Just make sure you got another book to back it up. Okay? I feel bad about that. Make sure you got another book. I could go look. I can go to Isaiah 61, 1-3. Right here. You got little tabs in the book to help you out. I can go to Isaiah. Right there. After Solomon. In the book 60. That's a big book. You see, if you want to hide something from a nigga, you take that to them niggas Maisha Harris know. The reason you'll never be anywhere close to me, nigga, is because they hid it from you in books that I read. Fake book, funny fuck boy. If you go, you can go right there to the book. It's right there. It's right there. Now, look at here. As we continue this journey through 2010, homeless, waiting on back pay so we can start our own clothing. I remember I was in Yakima, Washington. It was planted on my mind with spirit way before then, before I got home. I got home and I began the journey. The woman I would end up marrying says, you need to come to my church. The second I come to the church, I start taking notes. The notes I take. Where my damn field manual go?
Unlock your iPad first.
Shut up, bitch.
You'll need to unlock your iPad first.
Whatever. I got this field manual. Oh, it's over there. Where I was taking shorthand, telling me everything to do. Now, when I got into the music business, because keep in mind, directly associated to mental health are the words support group, mother, father, sister, wife. The second I got into that church and I did everything that was required of me, it was their job, their requirement to support and love me for real. We gotta say it slow for the dumb, dorky, dummy, dick in the pussy, Farmdale fuckers in the back. It was their job, once I did my job, to love and support me. So, another book that I got while courting my wife was The Power of a Praying Husband by Stormy Omartian. This is a partner book with one called Power of a Praying Wife. Now, if you notice, if you go to the back of this book, it says, men, what do you really want from your marriage. I'm not going to get into that because not one of that bitch's friends got it right to this day. She don't even know. I'm going to see if she figures it out. If she don't, I don't give a fuck because there's another woman that does. I'm looking for the woman that God has for me, not necessarily the one that I choose. If that makes sense to the fake book funny motherfuckers that like being the work husband. I don't know what the fuck you thought that was going to land on when you talking to a bunch of bitches who looking for real husbands. But we going to let him roll with that shit, and we're going to see if he can get if he can blow up off that shit. What I noticed was nobody, as I was moving along, had this book. This is a very dangerous book. You know, First Lady Jean Noble told me that when I told her, I said, Mom, I got an Apocrypha. She said, be careful when you read that one. I didn't know why until I started reading it and compared it to what had happened in my life. I bookmarked this for a reason, because books like this, Ecclesiasticus, y'all ever heard of that one? Anyway, that's when I started looking at my own wife, my own helpmate, how she was raising her kids, the niggas that she got kids with, and what they allowed as, because both of these niggas are supposedly men of God. So I started looking at what they would put up with. Especially the first one, this Quran Cole ass nigga and the fuck ass seed that him and Maisha had. The bitch that said I tried to sexually assault her. Because I read the Apocrypha and I understood spiritual warfare, I was able to pray for my wife and curse my stepdaughters and their fathers and their friends and their friends' kids, because I understand the power of a praying husband, and I read the Apocrypha. Okay? Now, we then went over some spiritual books, the Bible included, and we can now go into my family because of this high school connection. Apparently, the woman I married and my mother thought I had because they went to that school and their friends. See, I have zero connection. I have zero sentimental connection to the high school I went to. Zero. That's where I saw all the girls that was going with the R. Kelly types. The grown men was coming to pick the girls up from junior high and high school. Those girls didn't like me. I don't know why they attached themselves to me. I don't know why. I don't know why, because I married one woman from that school that motherfuckers from that school started calling themselves family. Resisting the urge to beat one of these bitches and they sucker ass bros, cousins, aunties and unks up. Combat veterans, we do bar fights and shit. It ain't nothing to us. Just let us know where the fight is at. In the hood, they call it a fair one, a fade. Take a fade, give a fair one. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, nigga. I'll bop you over the head with a bar stool. I don't give a fuck. I will take a beer bottle, break it up, and crack you in your throat with the mother. I don't like niggas like that. And everybody that's come between me and them kids, they were cursed in 2019. Power of a praying husband, Apocrypha. Okay, so that's going to take us to that. What I just talked to y'all about, if y'all been paying attention, we just covered a shorthand of 20 years. 30 years, technically, from 1984 to 2004. 2014, technically. 84, 94, 2004, yeah. From 84 to 2014. Everything we just talked, 29 minutes. I just covered 30 years in 30 minutes. So coming into 2020, remember we coming off of, that nigga just came, his family fucked him over. He come from a family of lying ass bitches. He got kids with lying ass bitches. Fuck niggas in the hood, acting like they tough. Kids ain't seen their fathers. This is since the 90s. My oldest child is 30. Now, the situation into 2020, Kobe Bryant dies, Mama Ann dies. But coming out of 2017, 2018, 2019, there's 4 new Frasers growing up without their father. Fuck bitches and fuck niggas, popping up in Vegas, popping up in Catalina, putting barbecue grilled chickens on, eating off of EBT food, eating off of disability checks, crank calling motherfuckers, talking all kind of shit, to a motherfucker who was trained to kill, trained to die, and prepared to do both. Okay, I done married and got 4 kids with a dumb bitch. That's right. By 2020, by 2019, by 2020, I was looking myself in the mirror saying, nigga, you got 4 kids and are married to the dumbest bitch you know. I went looking through my life the last 35 years at all the women I've known, dated, not dated, friends, not friends, that are not as smart as me. The women who are smarter than me, I don't count them. Every woman that's not as smart as me. And I look back at my life and I said, damn, nigga, you married to the dumbest bitch you know. You better stop. I instantly stopped claiming her like I did my family in high school. I've been calling myself adopted in my personal life, meeting everybody that loves me personally. I don't say I got a family. I say these bitches adopted me. I don't know nothing about my family for real. I think Anna Grant is my real mother, and my family just kind of took it upon themselves to put their names on them. I don't know. I just know whatever it is, it was such a egregious act when it comes to my childbirth that nobody in the family has ever told me about it. That's all I know. But I think Anna Grant is my biological mother. That's what I think. I think I'm named after this guy, James Sr. My name is James Jr. That's Anna Grant's son. I think, honestly, that my mama Ann had some shit going on with her son. I think there was some incest, some crazy shit going on in 1973 that led to me being conceived and born in 1974. And these motherfuckers ain't known what the fuck to do with me since. And I've been telling them to their face. Dumb motherfuckers. But anyway, I digress. I want to say rest in peace to Jerica Phillips and Jesse Jarrell Phillips, who we call JJ. He was either baby Keita Rock or little Keita Rock from Harlem. That was my prom date. I took Jerica to prom. She died, I think, of cancer. I found out while I was fucking around with some bum ass bitch from Dorsey High. But JJ and Jerica, man, I dedicate a lot of stuff privately in music, ministry, what I did in Iraq, how I represent South Central, because of Jesse and Jerica Phillips. I played on the church league basketball team with JJ. It's a nigga named Dion Wise claiming that claiming Trinity Baptist Church. There's some people in South Central LA that have no idea that they still got to have a fight in reference to my life, my name. They still got to physically defend everything that they said. But we don't want to bring that stuff to YouTube. What we want is for my YouTube followers to understand why I'm on YouTube the way I am. You won't find mom, dad, sis, wife supporting me, and that's been my case for 40 years. Y'all are just getting used and introduced to me. I've made the most successful strides that I've made in my life with people who aren't black and who aren't family. And because I know people like that exist, there are people who exist who are called philanthropists. And if they just believe in my music, they'll give me $15,000. They'll give it to the business and write it off on their shit. When I run across those type of people, those are the type of people I target, my demographic. The people who made it and got the deep pockets that see my struggle and see what I'm trying to do, they just give. And when it comes to relationships, the women, they see that I'm a better man than the nigga they got kids with, the nigga they singing karaoke with, the nigga they going to Vegas with. They see that I'm a better man than the niggas they call bro and sis and be in their comments because of my life accomplishments, coming from nothing with no help, doing more with less. And all of that has to do with my mama, my daddy, my half-sister, my wife, the mothers of my children, my 2 grandmothers, my childhood best friend, JJ Harlem from Harlem Crip, my prom date, Jerica, who's dead and watching from heaven with Mama Ann, me, and my life experiences as the only documented child of James Elliott Frazier Sr. and Billie Jean Pipkin. I do not have any siblings. My kids don't have no aunties and uncles. Them motherfuckers inserted themselves kissing baby mama ass. I don't respect it. I don't like it. And I look forward to confrontational interactions with those people. I'm a combat veteran. I'm a gunner. I run to the action, not away from it. All of that has to do with where I was raised, that high school connection. Everything y'all heard, the mental health and all of it. So that brings me into this hip hop urban culture, because we talking about hip hop versus street urban culture versus rap versus the industry versus the music business. Hip hop, hardcore hip hop, KRS-One hip hop versus street urban culture. Fuck the police, reality rap, gangster rap versus commercial rap. Drake, Eminem versus the industry and business side of it all, which is the guy that owns Spotify, who got paid 6.4 something, 8 point something billion this year off of Spotify. Everybody say, you can find my podcast on Spotify. Go download in Spotify. I'm a Spotify top artist. Spotify playlist. That nigga just took y'all's money. Yeah, the money. I'm not gonna tell you to go to Spotify to my shit. I'm going to depend on the power of the Holy Spirit to bring it across the right people, so that they become hits, and I go on tour and get paid, and then take care of them kids and their mothers. Those entities. What do you call hip hop or rap? What does Glasses Malone mean when he says street urban culture? And where do Jimmy Iovine, Leor Cohen, the owners of Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, come into all these streaming platforms? That's the industry and the business. Ooh, it's multi-layered. 2024 going into 2025, the age of information and the era of free will. What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Be that. Now, I'm just a regular. And because I'm just a regular, I'm just an ordinary dude, all the extra work I've done makes me look extraordinary. Team Chaplain and Rich and Ruthless Records. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Easy. Shout out Baby Easy. Shout out Little Easy. Shout out Big A. Shout out Compton Spitter. Shout out Erica and Sharan and Evie. Shout out to the other boys that I haven't met yet. Shout out to the Rich and Ruthless family. Double R. Compton Spitter. Rich and Ruthless Live. It's a whole bunch. Continuing the legacy, G. Yeah, man, my shit divinely inspired, spiritually motivated. My nigga Easy E inspired me to be an independent nigga. Jay-Z ain't never been the blueprint for a motherfucking thing over here. Nothing. Eric Wright. Thank God for Run DMC. Eric B. Rakim. You know. But when this man right here came with his friends, Young James was good. They've been telling the story ever since, from Toddy T to Too Short. Up and down California, they've been telling my story for me, and I'm here to say, hey, the little kid on the bus stop, hey, they telling the truth. I know that was me. The little nigga on the bus stop that was like cruising down the street in my 6'4", saying, I'm gonna cruise down the street in my motherfucking 6'4". I ain't never wanted to roll one leg up, put some Timberland boots on, and sit on the stoop selling dope. Never. I wanted to cruise down the street in my 6'4". Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look at me as a regular dude. Because now I could say she answers questions like, asks questions like, did somebody try to kill Jamie Foxx? And if so, was that somebody Sean Combs? Hold on. Speaking of Sean Combs, did Sean Combs try to blow up a human being's car over some pussy? First of all, what the fuck is you trying to blow somebody's car up for? Second of all, why are you tripping like that over some pussy? Third of all, is this man in the closet gay on the DL? Because if so, why are you tripping off pussy like that? So I got multi-layered questions about that. First of all, we motherfucking love Jamie Foxx. Nigga, what the fuck is you trying to take to... Say some shit about Al B. Sure came up. So you remember, regular nigga. This is a regular nigga question. That's why I love being a broke nigga. Tell Lotto. Thank you for writing that song, Brokey. She talking about me. I'm broke. I ain't got shit. This, don't mind this. This ain't, this, Richard, don't mind none of this shit. Don't mind. Oh, my, don't mind none of this drone on the floor. Don't mind none of that. I'm broke. But look, the drop top Camaro I paid, car note on, don't pay no mind of that. No. I love being a broke, ordinary nigga in these days and times. Do you know how bad I wanted to be famous in the 90s? Talk about God saving a nigga from himself. Now that I'm in position to be rich and famous or whatever it is, and I got the talent and the personality and the charisma and everything, and I fit the description, I'm sitting here like, hey, did this puffy dude that Pac was beefing with just try and blow a nigga's car up over some pussy and he be on dick? Oh, hold the fuck up. I don't know this man. The music that was put out in the 90s is priceless. None of it makes my playlist because the shit I listen to, I got enough with the between the Death Row, Ruthless, between California music, I got enough. And then the guys that I love from like Method Man, Redman, the guys I love from New York and down south that's not affiliated with Bad Boy, I got more than enough. So as an outsider, and a lover of hip hop, I get to ask this question. Did Sean Combs, I don't give a fuck about Freak Off some Baby Oil right now, did this man blow up a vehicle over some pussy, another man, like to threaten, and he not, I don't know. And then the Jamie Foxx shit. Nigga, Jamie Foxx is a goddamn American icon. He is beloved. We love him. Look, there are questions attached to Jamie Foxx's sexuality, and heterosexual men don't give a we black men don't care. We don't care if he gay or not. In the closet or out. That's Jamie, nigga. That's Fox. Nigga, what the fuck? You got to stop them rumors from coming out, because when they hit the gospel/Christian rapper combat veterans algorithm, something is definitely out of hand. It should not hit my algorithm. I ain't even in y'all's business. I love the money y'all making. I would love to make a fraction of the money y'all making. I got more baby mamas and more exes that I love than all of y'all combined. Shout out to Simone, Annette, Katrina, Jessica, and Maisha. Shh, don't tell them. These bitches is trying to run game on other niggas. They trying to get their hustle on. Don't fuck their stilo up. Look though, let's get off of Sean Combs. Enough people talking about him, and that's why I don't. When Jay-Z got pulled into it, and I'm saying y'all didn't expect that to happen. Ain't they been cool? The Rock Nation brunch. Everybody talks entertainment business. You are the who's who at the Rock Nation brunch. Who's front and center at all the Rock Nation brunches? The two Seans. This shit is getting confusing. Hold on. Got another book for you. The hip-hop game is fucked. If anybody, my nails dirty a little. If anybody read this book right here, if any youngster that's trying to get into rap reads this book and spreads the word, y'all gonna have a revolution on y'all's hands. I always wondered if he lying. There should definitely have been a cease and desist on this book if he lying. But this man talks about the story in the book. Look, man, he put pictures in the book. There are names being mentioned in this book. He tells you what he's about in the book. Look now. He talks about what he's talking about. You can go Dame's way or you can go Jay's way. Just for you East Coast niggas, since they talk about themselves so much. I choose Dame's way. You can go New York way or you can go California way. If we go there, I choose Eric Wright's way. Now, what really got me shook was, as the self-proclaimed team chaplain of Death Row Records, I had to start praying for the bosses first. And I meant the original bosses. That was Andre Young and Marion Suge Knight. Then I started praying for Snoop Dogg, this family of Tupac Shakur, because the white guy should not be in control of that state, but he is. And then I started playing Snoop Dogg, DLC, the original cast of characters of Death Row, and then I filtered it to all of their friends. That self-proclamation, I'm the self-proclaimed team chaplain, that led me down a rabbit hole that I still kind of regret, because I would not have known who Reggie Wright was or who Gene Deal was if I didn't go searching to find out intel about what exactly needed to be prayed for and on. Some of the stuff that I didn't heard on the internet attached to Snoop's name, because remember, one of the Dog Pound OGs, DPG OGs, Big A is the guy that came and grabbed me. So I take my messages up the chain of command, and Big A told me, turn the internet off, stop watching that internet. There's some stuff being said about the boss dog that I just cannot believe. Some stuff being said about Corrupt and Daz that I cannot believe. So I moved on and I covered Death Row in prayer, and instantly I say, okay, my prayers were answered in reference to the projects. How did they do? How did the We Are We Got back on Death Row, the East Siders, or how did the projects do? Did y'all get paid? Some tour dates was canceled. Instantly I was like, damn, nigga, you know, every time you start praying for somebody, God is going to show them what they need to do to get closer to him. Soon as you start praying for them and they talking about God, it's out of your hands. They gon' oh, fuck. So everybody that's affiliated with Death Row, that's faking the funk, that's hanging, the boss dog might have to clean house and consolidate. And I think that's what he eventually ended up doing. You got to include Boss Lady Shantae. You got to include the Players Club, they got the booty bar cracking. I'm going to make me a visit down there. I just ain't got the money yet. I'm a broke nigga. Death Row Records, did the projects flop because some tour dates got canceled, and I was looking for some tours to get set up that didn't happen, and then they said, okay, y'all hold on, we coming for 2025. I was like, okay, well, me too then, nigga. I got more work to do. You niggas are supposed to be out working and making money. I don't have a hit yet. I'm still waiting for the right person, for these songs to come across the right person's ear. And then they make it a hit by bringing it and distributing it to y'all, unless somebody like Jimmy Iovine, Dr. Dre himself, the boss dog himself, decide to, quote unquote, put me on. Until then, I'm very comfortable in the lane that I built for myself and building it myself according to how God sees fit. But it is every bit influenced by Death Row Records, Dog Pound Records, and Rich and Ruthless Records. Yep, a Christian rapper who didn't turn his back on how he was raised. Young man from South Central LA that's going to pay homage to all of these Crippin' Blood, pimping and hoeing and dope dealing motherfuckers that y'all be ridiculing. They raised me through their music and their actions and their lifestyles when my own mama didn't love me. My own father chose side pussy. My half sister is sexually assaulted by the cousin, sexually assaulted by the sister's best friend, next door neighbor. The reason I didn't say nothing is because after my parents didn't believe me and nobody believed me and they covered up for Gina, I started liking it. I love a bitch whose gag reflex and esophagus can handle 9.5 inches. And she actually likes doing it for me. Lord, that comes from sexual assault. It comes from trauma. Nobody pressed charges until this day. Nobody presses charges against the female predators. Men don't talk about how many times they were sexually assaulted by women. And we don't want to. We don't want them getting no shine and no recognition. We don't want them to know that it affected us. We want to outdo them and every motherfucker they know, because success is the best revenge. Feel me? Look, man, check it out. Glasses Malone was a breath of fresh air. He's one of those ones that if you're going to look and listen the right way. But Jay-Z is Snoop. Connected to Puffy. But I'm just a regular nigga. I'm not here to get in their business. As a fan, I'm going to stay a fan. These men have lives, families. I pray for their success. And I pray that all things that Satan took financially get given to God's people. The money that them celebrities got paid through this last political election, I want that to be my money. I'm a regular nigga that worked hard. I do want these guys to speak, though. I can't help resisting the urge to ask the question, yo, Jigga, come turn the camera on and say something, nigga. Nigga. The two Seans are now connected in infamy. And I'm praying for the Boss Dog. Like the Boss Dog, I got a slight outside connection to Death Row and Ruthless Records, so I can ask a couple of people, and they go, man, don't even trip off that shit. It's good. I'm like, whew. So if y'all been watching close enough, or if you're a fan of the Dog Pound, yeah, I saw what Dad said about Big A. I think that's baby brother, big brother family issues. Get out their business. Don't be one of the motherfuckers in the comments letting the World Wide Web see how thirsty you are to get a Daz Dillinger beat. Ugh. You remind me of that bitch, my eat shit up friends. Motherfuckers out of that high school. Fuck everything up. Don't do that. Look, man, I don't want to give up on my beloved hip hop. That's what led me to where we're wrapping on up at for the year/decade in review, y'all. Ain't nobody offering to actually use their own platforms to pray for these motherfuckers. Hip-hop need a goddamn chaplain. All right, fuck it. I volunteer for the job. I volunteer for myself to be hip-hop's chaplain. I'm the one in the corner, out the way, with the open door policy for your favorite celebrity to come and pray for and get advice. And the first thing they motherfuckers need to do is go start doing their research about who I am on SoundCloud, and then go listen to every single song I have written thus far, because y'all need to armor up. Y'all need to say thank you more. Y'all need to remember to not cry because God is by your side. Y'all need to remember to ask God to save you. Y'all need to remember that you're just a work in progress. Y'all need to remember to ask God, who am I? Y'all need to remember a lot of stuff that I told a bunch of group of sacks of motherfuckers that was too high, drunk, and horny to do anything other than crack jokes that really wasn't funny when you think about fatherless children and broken homes in the black community over the last 40 years. It's the fourth generation of stupid, dumb bitches that don't know they grandma was getting played too. The fourth generation of broke, dumb motherfuckers who won't take accountability and take care of their own goddamn families. 4 straight generations. And we going by tens. Okay, now I'm winding on up with this big motherfucker right here, because there are way too many control freaks in the industry telling me that they have been overtaken by the spirit of divination. They don't know that I understand the principle of diametric opposition, because I fucking read books. So the year in review is not what you thought, huh? You thought I was going to go through what the fuck Cat Williams said and update, and you thought I had some tea. I know you wouldn't watch the last video, and you know it ain't no tea over here. Fuck who you want to fuck. Be open and honest publicly on social media about who you love and fucking. And everybody that's in your business, tell them I said, shut the fuck entirely up. Yo mama fucked up. Yo daddy fucked up. Yo people's fucked up. The time you spend on other motherfuckers is the time you're supposed to be spending on yours. Same 24 hours in a day that Oprah and Denzel and LeBron, we all getting the same 24 hours, right? So should nobody be worried about who I'm fucking? Because truth be told, I got kids with 5 women who can all still get it because I love them. Outside of those women, there's about 5 other women who didn't keep my kids that could still get. There are women in this world that I fucking love. I'm 50, and it's going to take a bad bitch for me to say, okay, Maisha, I can't love you no more. You best probably being, it's probably best that you be you like girls too, and you just acknowledge, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and acknowledge that one of his baby mamas could probably come back and fuck him if they want to. They saying it privately anyway. I don't know why they talk so much, y'all. But my music is streaming, but it's streaming for somebody to discover it, to the person that's going to have the right to say, I discovered that nigga. That's Big A, Arnold Big A White. But the second one of my songs hit home for one of your favorite celebrities, I'm probably going to be opening up for them. And then they'll be able to say, man, shout out to Big A for bringing him to my attention. But truth be told, I discovered this nigga. Y'all give it up for the team Chaplain Jay Frazier. No longer the lyricist Jay Frazier. I thank y'all for y'all's time. And if I should offer anything to you, it would be this. I got to follow, and thank God for COVID, first of all. I got to follow Big A and DPG, Richard Rufus, around town. And I can see that the power is returning. The power is returning to the fan. Consumers consume. How do I know? Because I'm one of them. I'm a consumer. So if my favorite people, no matter what Kobe Bryant put, I got 5 pair of Kobe's up there. But I don't support Vanessa Bryant. I support Kobe Bryant. So I don't buy the Mamacita and whatever Vanessa Bryant promoting. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I wouldn't know her if it wasn't for him. But I consume. I stopped consuming Los Angeles Lakers and Las Vegas Raiders gear because I know the NFL owners are profit sharing and they counting on the consumers just consuming. I don't want my money over there. I don't want my money over there. Are you buying? Are you buying? Because that's what's gonna talk. Supply and demand. If you're a recording artist or actor, entertainer, aspiring director, what I have told myself is, nigga, you better be able to find something that these people like, because you're going to have to put some asses in seats. That's why I got to eliminate the people that don't support so I can make room for the people that do. All these shit talking punk bitch my tie motherfuckers. These cold piece of trash ass niggas. All these bitches and bitch niggas, we get rid of them so we can go make some real money and fellowship. And then when I make the money, I come back, multiply it into the business. And then guess what I do with that money? Bring it back and dedicate it and give to y'all. And the cycle goes on. Hey, man, 2025. 2025. I am 51 in February. A film student looking to get my associate arts degree. A single father raising a college student. Father and husband, ex-husband and side nigga. I'm everything. But I'm also a child of God. Anointed by Anna Grant from a baby. Confirmed by Gene Noble. And husband to Maisha Frazier, father to all them Frazier kids. My kids. Not no bum-ass bitch Jaden Cole and brought into the equation of Maisha Edge. And none of them bum-ass bitches and bitch niggas calling themselves my kids as aunties or calling my babies. Look at my girl. Look at my... fruit booty ass motherfuckers in the club. They're gonna feel it again. 2025, I'm having a blast. I'm having a ball. And the roller coaster continues because now the biggest challenge of my ministry, praying for death row, dog pound, rich and ruthless, privately and publicly, while going through film school, fulfilling college age hoop dreams, living with post-traumatic stress as a combat veteran of combat for the United States military, and everything, living everything that I want to live, but according to what God says. That's probably what's going to separate me from your favorite rapper and pastor, is that soon as the name Jesus the Christ of Nazareth is mentioned, I stand up at attention and bow down in reverential fear. Your favorite entertainer, rapper, they don't even acknowledge it. So that's why the fans would rather be Barb's and Beehive members than saved sinners. If that's you, adjust accordingly. If you're looking for God, if that's not you, fuck you too. I don't give a fuck. For those of you who donate, gives, love, support, it's because of you that I'm going to end up being rich and famous. I'm not going to forget. I'm taking as many honorable people with me who are about God as I can. Those who I can't, I'll give vicariously through other people. Hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'm upset I took hours of y'all's time, and I hope it landed on solid ground. We're not here for 2 hours. Remember that. The longer I go, the more I'm mindful of the fact that I got to get off this camera and let these people get back to their life. Because if they anything like me, they got dreams, they got goals, they got to get it. They didn't say their prayers. Nigga can stop taking their time up so they can go out and walk in their anointing like you did. Go get it, y'all. 2025, nothing is holding you back, no matter what the Democratic Party or the feminist movement or the gay movement tells you. Nothing is holding you back. No matter what a broke, fake book, funny nigga. So we don't want to leave black men out because they the ones fucking shit up, fucking with niggas' wives and all that. Everybody fucking up everything. Don't be that guy. Very simple. Fuck what Dr. Cheyenne Bryan talking about, just like fuck what Lisa Ray and Vivica Fox talking about. Shout out to the Dominican women, Puerto Rican women, Caucasian women, Mexican women, Cuban women, El Salvadorian women, African women that just love me. And ooh, if I could get all of y'all together to see how many of y'all would like each other, yes, I would be, my motivation would be to take as many of y'all as I can and make as many of y'all as I can Fraser mamas. I'm seeing all of this sexy out here. God damn, there's so many of y'all that love me because I'm a strong black man, because I'm a veteran of combat, because I'm honorable, because I got my own, because I take care of this and do that, whatever y'all love about me. Because y'all didn't seen the dick print. A lot of y'all didn't told me. To you younger bras, 25, 30, 35, that didn't, Shamia Lewis's type. Oh Lord, y'all fucked the game up for me because I did not know y'all was that ready for that big dick energy. Yeah, man, I'm that nigga that can do both, but very strategic, very private, and yes, I understand who my Lord and Savior is and who I gave my life to spiritually and where my salvation lies. Thank you for your time for the last 15 years on YouTube, 13, 14, or whatever it is, since I transferred over from the channel where I was doing this.
I'm turning the music up. Time for some soul searching. Time for some soldiering up. After the tears drop, reality sets in. Top of the first back, it's top of the second wind. I'm just like King David searching for guidance. Psalm 25 verse 4 is where I went. Show me thy way, Lord. Teach me thy path. Lead me thy truth. Minor in contrast. So even to myself, the way of my heart beats. Keeps waking me up. Surviving in these streets. Daily waiting on the Lord all day. Basking in your glory, doing it your way. In the world, if you're looking with physical eyes, iniquities away. So I'm looking for spiritual eyes. Looking for Dr. J. Brothers like Minister Crawford, help me my head straight. These are my leaders now. Love unconditionally. Looking for Minister Chris when it comes to money. It explains the importance of cash.
Okay.
It changes how Minister. It changes how Minister.
Don't none of those people support me. Don't none of those people love me. But I got them for what I needed them for, and I do love her. There's nobody on this earth I'd rather go through the fire with than this queen by my side. I'll let her tell you a little bit. Now, if she's not willing to be Proverbs 31 woman, then I gotta find the woman who is. Shout out to all of those women, Keisha Cass, Maisha Smith, Shamia Lewis, to name a few. Team Chaplain is saying, once and for all, for the stupid dorky dick in the pussy bitch made Farmdale fuckers in the back and their Fairfax fucker ass affiliates and all the rest of them. Loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, personal courage. Always place the mission first. Never accept defeat. Never quit. Never leave a fallen comrade. Those are the warrior ethos and the 7 army values, which spell the acronym leadership. Fuck everything else, you.